Here's the top 10 weird and creepy paranormal stories from my comment section that I honestly cannot explain. I was working in a morgue turned bakery and saw a reflection of a woman pushing a wheelbarrow. I turned and she wasn't there. We didn't have a wheelbarrow. I find fish-shaped baby Cheerios in every apartment I move into. I have never once had fish-shaped Cheerios, nor do I have friends with kids. On the 9th of April 2019, I made a 1,000-piece Titanic puzzle, and then it just disappeared. Haven't found it since. I made it on a board, and that and the puzzle just vanished. I'd like to add that someone in the comments under that one said, maybe it sank. Haha, okay, let's move on. Once in school, I dropped a pencil and went to pick it up. It was nowhere to be found. When I got back up, it was just there, in my pencil case, like I'd never even touched it. Here's a weird one. I had no choice but to throw away my old mountain bike recently. Watched as someone had picked it up and left with it on their trailer. Last week, I went to the back porch and saw my bike still there like it never left. I carried it back to the trash and the same people picked it up and left with it on their trailer. Deja vu or a glitch? I have no idea. My dad walked past me in the grocery store in Pennsylvania. Same identifying markers and tattoos. Same scar on his left arm. He passed away in Florida 3 years earlier. I have a preview husband who sometimes arrives a few minutes before the real one. Door opens, keys are placed in the bowl, coat is hung. A few minutes after, it happens again, and it's the real one. I know I'm not crazy because our dog goes to greet him and returns confused. One day, I came home to my mother asking me where I have been. Told her I just came home from school. She swears she has seen me an hour earlier and even talked to me. It sure as hell couldn't have been me, as I was still in class at the time. To this day, we don't know what happened. A couple of years ago, I took off my ring that my boyfriend bought me for our first anniversary and left it on my nightstand. The next morning, it was gone. We tore the room apart for days and couldn't find it. About 2 weeks later, I walk into the bedroom and see it sitting on the edge of the dresser, so I shout a thank you to my boyfriend and ask where he found it. He walks in confused and I show him the ring and he says he never found it and has no idea how it got there since we checked the entire room multiple times. And at number 10, a few weeks ago, I felt my 9-year-old climbing into my bed in the middle of the night. I braced for his arms to wrap around me and reached out for him. No kid. We were the only ones in the house. No, I don't like that one. If you feel like you can explain any of those, please feel free to in the comments. And if you have a super creepy paranormal story that you'd like me to read, please feel free to post it in the comments and I'll do my best to read it in a future video.